wish we were better at this. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Most awkward people in the world. We had some questions over the last few weeks. Even after our last video, we decided that we wanted to touch more on warm-ups, why you do them, because we barely touched it last time, which we should have probably done a little bit more of. But here's today. This is going to be a little more of a generic thing, and we'll touch, to start with, we're going to touch on a little more specific stuff later about why you do maybe certain things for certain activities. You're going to go lift, you got legs that day, you got chest that day, you're going to go to a cycle class, you got body pump, even yoga you can prep for and warm up a little bit for, and not just jump into. Give your body a little bit of prep and an awakening before you get into all the stuff you want to do. Okay? Okay. Good talk. I want water. Okay. But we were going to start with, one of my favorite things to start with is the foam roller. There's many types of foam rollers. There's big ones, there's small ones, there's
hard ones, there's soft ones, there's flat ones, there's shaped ones.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys see all this? Okay.
The typical foam roller will be usually 6 inches wide. And depending on the length, personally I like to get the 3 feet one. You can get it on Amazon. It's a 6 inch wide, 3 feet long, and it's about $17. So that's a good deal. That's a good one to start with. Obviously, these are neither.
No. Now thinking about that, that's funny. We'll figure out what to do later. But yeah, this one's pretty soft. It's a little bit squishier on the ends and stuff. You get it for people who are just getting started with using the foam roller. It kind of hurts, so it's a little sensitive. If you've never used one before, it should be like a hurt so good feeling. It shouldn't be like you're being traumatized. This one's a little firmer. This is like a harder rubber, and I like using that one quite a bit because it gives me a little more release. And if I can find my other one, my spiky one.
Way to be prepared.
Literally should be nowhere else. I'll be right back.
Well, is it over here? Why you can't just leave?
Why can't I just leave? It's literally my house.
We're in the middle of things.
Yeah, I'll talk about this.
So, the fundamentals of foam rolling, essentially, is you want to move up and down the muscle group until you find those spots that feel tight, sore, things like that. You don't want to just keep constantly moving. You want to find those spots and then kind of just sit on it. And just sort of relax the muscle as much as you can, breathe through it, and then, sit there for about 30 seconds or so until it relaxes. And then you move on and find the next one. And you go on as such.
You should feel a pretty specific point where the muscle releases or relaxes. Like you said, you don't want to move around too much. Like you just, maybe you are doing something, but I think if you sit on things a lot longer, you're going to get a hell of a lot more out of it than just putzing around. I don't know what the spiky one is, so.
It's not that important.
I like the spiky one.
Well, that's fine, but we don't need it right now.
All right, but we're going to start with a little bit of legs, because most people do legs on a workout day.
Instruct me what to do.
Oh, am I instructing?
Well, apparently I'm down here, so.
Oh, okay. So, starting with the quads. I like to tell everybody get in an army crawl position.
Guys have to do one side at a time. Ladies might be able to do both.
I think it's the opposite of most of the times.
Well, you can't go all the way up with the dude.
Maybe.
There's a little thing in the middle that's somewhat sensitive.
Tuck it. So, as Nick's going through, let's see here. Nick, let's have you turn off that way just a little bit.
Like this one?
Yeah. So he's got one leg on there. Most of the pressure's going right through just about the middle of his quad. Once he finds kind of a sensitive spot, wherever that is for him, right there. Yeah. You sit there. You can't even tell what this one's doing. Yeah, that's all right. You sit there, hold pressure for a while, like you said, 30 seconds, 30 seconds to a minute or so, or till it releases or you get what you want out of it. I like to hold this position and bend my leg a little bit. You can feel that muscle move through there a little bit. Seems to let me relax a little faster. Sometimes it's a little more painful, but what can you do? Is it good? You work out yesterday?
I cleaned yesterday.
Alright. It's kind of like a workout.
Oh, wait, I didn't work out yesterday. I cleaned 2 days ago.
Okay. So as he just shifted to more of the inside of the leg, the adductors, same thing though. You kind of find a hot spot. Mine's usually right close to the knee. Just bend that knee nice and slow. I don't know if there's a position while you're bending that feels like it's getting a little more of a release. Stay there. Kind of fluctuate right through there. Just get your body moving. I usually do a lot of this before I squat. Opens my knees back up. Is it good?
Yeah.
Bad spot? Oh, okay. Next one we'll go to is the IT band, the outside of the leg.
What does the IT band stand for, Garrett?
Something tendon?
No.
No?
Iliotibial band.
Oh, there you go. Oh, big words, I don't know.
Pen in this pocket. So this is important with the IT band. Put this leg in here, front of here. You take a little bit of pressure off, especially as you're starting. Because if you don't, you just put all your weight on this, it's gonna hurt like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, this one's... I don't know too many people that can just roll through this with no pain. If you're... I don't know, I generally see more like runners and cyclists. These guys are pretty tight. Though I don't do any of those things, and mine are pretty tight. So, you want to spend a little bit of time. I do spend a little more time on these guys. I kind of separate more like on the quad side to the hamstring side. I don't know if that's absolutely necessary, but it seems to allow me to relax a little bit faster than just hammer in the middle of the muscle or the band. And you can bend your leg on this one too. It's a little more difficult.
Oh god. Oh god.
Does it hurt?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, he says that, but it really shouldn't hurt.
Yeah. It should be like a hurt so good, unpleasant but tolerable.
If it like hurts,
Yeah.
the muscle's not gonna relax. It's just gonna tighten up more. So
Yeah.
if it hurts, just put a little less pressure on it.
You need to get to where it relaxes. If it doesn't relax, you haven't done your job. Defeated the whole purpose of the rolling and the warm-up here. We're starting with foam rolling just because no matter what activity you do, you can get a little bit of this in, get some blood flow to those areas, and activate whatever you're trying to accomplish that day. Oh. You okay on that one?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's go to the calves. The hamstrings are going to be a little more difficult.
I don't know if I have anything hard enough to do the hamstrings.
I got my little ball.
Oh, do you have a ball over there?
Little hockey ball.
Yeah. Oh. Dude, my calves are always tight.
My calves are always tight. So, you back far enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
I don't know if on the Facebook one if it's low enough.
I don't know. But hopefully you can see that, guys. And with the calves too, you want to roll around side to side, rotating the entire leg. That way you can figure out where most of the damage is. Flexing your toes a little bit, bringing them up towards your chin, letting them relax. And if this isn't getting enough pressure, you can see some people that put one leg on there, it's not enough pressure. You can throw the other leg on top of it, and that'll usually get the job done. Not low, right in the middle.
Right there.
Okay. Like I said, rolling your leg left and right on top of this guy, you'll figure out where you need to be. You good?
Stuff. Oh yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Nick's gonna be real one-sided today. I think you've done the same leg for everybody.
Did I?
So, now hamstrings, a little more difficult to do. That one's a little more difficult to do with the foam roller. Generally, I go to this guy, little Acu ball, but you can use a baseball.
Do not start with a baseball.
Do not start with
Do
a
not
baseball.
start with a baseball. Start with a tennis ball.
Well, actually, do you like sitting up on something, letting that leg hang? It is more difficult to get those hamstrings when your leg is straight. That means the hamstrings are lengthened out. You can't get as much pressure in there. Personally, I like a softball. Softball is a little bit bigger, but rounder than the foam rollers. And because it's harder, you can get more pressure out of it also. But you stick that guy back there, I don't know, you can shove it a number of different places. And just as he's doing, he's kicking his leg just a little bit. Get those guys to move. Just be careful back there. I mean, you pinch something, it's going to be pretty gnarly. Terrible.
Look at all the long balls over here.
Somebody in their 80s. But so generally that's what you're warming up with for like the legs on the foam roller. So you have anything to add?
Yeah, there's an important one we missed here.
The glutes?
Specifically the piriformis, which is
Okay.
fairly important little muscle there.
Right.
It's specifically involved in back pain, things like that. If you have any form of sciatica or anything like that, typically it's caused by tightness of the piriformis. So, what you're going to do, you're going to sit on it, take one leg, up onto the knee, lean over to the side that's up, and then right there in that hip butt area, just up and down. Same thing. Feel that tight spots? Yeah, because that's what we need to be dealing with now. And then up and down. Up and down.
Is there any advantage to tracking your knee across, bringing it across and relaxing it?
Like all the way over, you mean?
Like just pulling it a little bit?
Not really.
Okay, not on this one? So I don't know how to move this one.
You push down on the knee a little bit, pull this foot up a little bit, but
More pull the foot up, not the knee.
yeah, no, you don't want to pull the knee up anymore.
Okay.
Just the way that the piriformis sits and the way that it acts.
Okay.
If you pull it up too much, it's going to go away. You're not going to get it.
Gotcha.
That's the stuff.
Is that
Yep.
where your back pain comes from?
I don't know. I think mine works well.
Oh, okay.
What
Cool.
now, Gary?
I don't know. Let's look at the page. Oh, the back rolling
Gosh, I sure wish we had a full-length foam roller for this.
happens. I think I could fit.
Alright. So, ideally on this one, you're going to do it with a 36-inch foam roller, like I said. What you're going to do, you're going to set your foam roller down long ways, and then you're going to lay on it
Maybe?
so that your butt and your head are supported.
Janky.
We have another video on our YouTube that shows this as well. But, so what you're going to do, it's nice and supported in his butt and his head. His arms are going to be out. We're going to move this a little bit so he doesn't hurt his fingers. There it is.
Cool.
And then, just let those arms relax, fingertips as close to the ground as you can, and then come all the way up like you're making a snow angel. Keep those fingertips as close to the ground as you can, the whole time. Make sure your core stays tight, and that low back doesn't arch too much. Obviously, it's going to arch a little bit, because that's how the low back works. But,
You still want to have that same bracing pressure we've gone over, just so your ribs don't completely flare out. You don't want to lift your chest too much or lower back too much.
this one is just nice and slow. Breathe. This is especially helpful for anybody that spends a lot of time at a computer. Because when you're at a computer, you can hunch over and so this can help open that up. This is a very, very good way to relieve a lot of back pain. Very, very helpful. And the next one we're going to do in this series, I like to call it a backstroke. I've heard lots of different names. Just up and down like that. alternate one arm up, one arm down, and then switch. Same thing, nice and slow, breathing, relaxed, like 10 times each direction. Up and down and nice and slow. And the next one you're going to do, have your arms out to the side. He's pretty flexible. Most people won't be able to get their hands all the way to the ground like that, but you just want to let it go out as wide as you can. Breathe, and then bring it up. And down. And you're just going to do that like 10 times. Go through that about 3 times. Like I said, there's a better video of this on our YouTube. We can link it in the comments. It does a pretty good job of demonstrating this a little bit better.
Okay. That does feel really good today.
Yeah, what's next?
All right. Oh. Doesn't help with the sheets in 2 different lighting.
Oh, back rolling. So then we could do some of the
Oh, so they're
lats and rhomboids and things of that nature.
So if you need a little more, towards the lats, getting outside instead of just in the middle. These aren't the most fun. I like to start right in the armpit, so it's supported on the back of the shoulder. This arm's just hanging. I'm not rolled where my shoulder's straight up to the ceiling. I am rolled back just slightly, and you can run down right underneath that shoulder blade to get your lats. And same thing as you're going, kind of find a hot spot, and you can lift an arm if you want, but you can just set and try and get that knot to release. You're lifting. Usually you spend about 30 seconds on there. I won't do that today. Rhomboids, middle of the shoulders, and traps. I'm not going to do this so they can see that. This way?
I mean, it's pretty much what we just did.
Yeah.
It's just a long way down the spine. Go through those ones. Yeah.
So you're here. This one's a little more in the middle of the shoulder blades, trying to open up those blades. But you can still do here. And this roller is a little more accommodating for this because it has a ridge in the middle. You can go up, not on your neck, but just to the traps. Move across, reach across the body. Get those things to have a little bit of extra pressure for them. Oh, I need to do more of that today. Just a different way of doing things. One more specifically for the lats, and a different way of doing rhomboids. I like this roller just for my upper traps. Just feels good. Okay. Oh, pecs, shoulders. So, wish we would have moved closer to the cabinets.
Personally, I think that a good pec shoulder one is just doing this one again. We'll get the pecs and shoulders pretty well, but then a decent way that you can do it, you just have one of these bad boys. If you just come out, it doesn't work as well with foam roller, but come out, set it long ways on your tummy, and then just hang out here. It worked better with a small ball, but
Yeah, the one
it'll work.
using this guy, same thing, hard surface. Somewhere, pec, shoulder, move your arm around a little bit.
Mine's better.
Is it?
Yeah. Because I want it to be.
Because you want it to be.
Yes.
I like the ball, it gets a little more pressure in there. And you can also, the wall angels are an excellent way to open up the chest, get some movement in the shoulders. I don't know if everybody can see me back in the corner. Like I said, this one will be on the YouTube video. It presents this one a little bit. Back nice and flat against the ground.
Back
You're-
nice and flat against the ground.
Oh wow, I'm doing well today. Back nice and flat against the wall. You can have your feet walk up from the wall just a little bit. Ultimate goal, you're trying to get those wrists along the wall and pulse up just a little bit of movement. Trying to keep the back nice and flat, wrist against the wall. Mine do not reach, but it does open up everything. Oh, that's tight today. Gets everything moving.
Kids these days.
Kids these days. Oh.